Perfect. Oh, good morning, my friends. I'm Stephen Wynn. This is the Healing the Heart of America course. And we're doing this under the umbrella of the meditation studio created by I Am Heart. It's a really great program. I don't know if you all have had a chance to look at some of the other classes that have been offered, but it's really worthwhile looking at them. So we've been going through, to give a brief review, we did the first week, we did all the dimensions of the heart. Last week, we did the 5 elements, these 5 great forces that really reside in the heart. And this week and part of next week, we're doing the 7 chakras, all with the point of how do we heal with these various aspects of the heart, and how do we heal ourselves? How do we heal these parts of our body? Just muting some people there. Good. So today we work on the heart. Really, the whole point of I Am Heart is to shift us into being heart-centered, heart beings, living in our hearts. I sometimes talk about this journey, this 16-inch journey from the head to the heart. Seems like such a short distance, and yet it's so profound in the shift. So, as you all know, one of my favorite sayings is talk doesn't cook the rice. So let's start meditating. So just sit up straight. Oh, before we get started, I see one of the people I see. The link they first sent out when you registered for this class no longer works. So you have to go through the whole process of going into the studio and then finding the class. So I apologize for that. It's just a glitch on, it's a new program, and actually been very glitch free, but that's one that we did get. So I apologize if there's been any challenges with that. All right, now back to the meditations. So let's just sit up straight with our feet on the floor. And let's just, do the spinal alignment, the head alignment, whatever everybody does to get ready. And let's just start with your intention for the meditation this morning. What would you like to see happen? How would you like to see your heart transformed today? It could be big, it could be little, it doesn't matter. But it really helps to have an intention. It's one of our basic powers that we have. And what happens is when we make an intention, we are not merely setting an intention, we are instructing our body, our mind, our heart, our soul to move in this direction. And we are inviting the help of the illuminated souls to move us in the direction of that intention. So with that, let's just put our hands on our heart. And all we're doing is saying good morning to our hearts. This very ancient posture really does all the work involved. Just create a loop. Normally the energy goes out of the arms, through the hands. That's what we call our work, labor of love. By putting our hands back on our heart, we are just moving that energy from the heart to the heart, but transformed in some unknown way. The hands transform things. And just notice if there's any shift in your experience of yourself, your experience of yourself sitting in your room. Maybe the shift, the subtle perception shifts from not just in your room and your body, but to the far reaches of creation. Just allow that possibility for yourself when it shows up for you. And when it's comfortable or when you want to, just drop your hands down into your lap. And now let's just say good morning or good evening, depending on where you are, to your breath. And we do that just by noticing the breath. This dear friend that takes what is outside us, brings it inside, takes what's inside and brings it outside, all the while providing this great nourishment and energy. I read once that we get far more energy from the air we breathe than from the food we eat. I have no idea if it's true or not, but it's a very interesting argument. So just notice your breath. How smooth, how easy. What's the nature of your nostrils this morning? And we're not trying to change anything yet. All we're doing is we're loving our breath just by noticing it. We allow it to be exactly as it is. Would it be okay with you to surrender to your breath? Surrender to the clear truth that your breath knows how to adjust, how to change, does it all spontaneously. And the same with your lungs. Could you just honor your lungs for a moment? So with this bit of gratitude for our breathing, let's move into conscious breathing, the full breath. Full inhale, full exhale, pulling the abdominal muscles all the way back toward the spine. Just allow this to be a gracious, stately, royal breathing. We're not going too fast, just at perfect pace. All the way in on the inhale, all the way out on the exhale. And again, just notice what happens when we breathe fully, consciously, and fill up our system with life force. What do you notice in your body, in your energetic body? In the clarity of your mind, your level of awakeness, your level of energy. And whatever it is you notice is perfect. You don't need it to be any certain way. But every time we check in and notice, we develop that very wonderful inner sensitivity. We awaken our inner senses. And now, before we move into our complete heart rhythm meditation, let's take our customary moment to welcome any teachers in our lives, from whatever tradition, from your family, your school, whatever. Whosoever has helped you get to where you are now. Could you just pull them up, thank them, invite them to be here with you? Toward the one, the perfection of love, harmony, beauty, the only being, united with all the illuminated souls who form the embodiment of the one heart, the spirit of guidance. And could we allow these divine qualities of love, harmony, and beauty, this extraordinary spirit of guidance, and all the illuminated souls join us in this meditation this morning? So let's just start our basic heart rhythm meditation, where we connect the rhythm of our breath to the rhythm of our heartbeat. Usually 8 heartbeats in, 8 heartbeats out. Or whatever number is right for you. 6, 10, 4, 12. And we do this in a way where we're never struggling. This is a process of loving these 2 basic rhythms in our life. And as we move into this very basic rhythm of life, you may begin to notice how we connect to the rhythm of nature, to the rhythm of the earth, the electromagnetic pulsing of the earth. Once we have that established, let's begin using the heart breath, just in and out of the heart. The air comes in through the nose, down to the lungs, but we separate out by our intention the energy stream that rides on the air, and we pull it directly into our heart, filling up our heart to the count of 8 heartbeats, or whatever your number is, and exhaling to that same count. Inhale is equal to the exhale. giving is balanced with the receiving. And just allow on the inhale that inhale to come far, far away from the far edges of the horizon, or as far as is comfortable for you. We allow our heart to fill up and exhale back way out again. We're taking life force in from the universe. We're qualifying it with the very nature of our own heart, the wisdom of our heart. We're sharing that wisdom, that experience with all of creation. It's helpful, even if it starts with an imagination, to go way, way out. Because we start to realize experientially that we are vast energetic beings, an energetic presence throughout creation, each one of us. And our heart is the center point, the vast energetic being that we are. And let's shift this into the swinging breath. Instead of exhaling out towards the front, this time we inhale and exhale out to the back. And then inhale back from the back into the front. And we just swing back and forth. The far reaches in front of us, filling up. Exhale into the far reaches way behind us, filling up from the back. One of the ways we work with the heart chakra, which we've been doing all along, of course, is with these dimensions, because it spreads out our energetic body as we work with each dimension. Let's just keep doing this. If you're looking for any guidance in your life for anything, now is the time just to ask the question once, spread it out, and then let it go. We don't want to keep holding on to that with our mind. We ask once, we let it go, and we let the answer come back in its own way, in its own time. So let's shift this dimensional work to our left-right axis. I want to spread our heart out this way also for this heart work we will be doing. So now inhale from the left. Go out as far as is comfortable. And inhale from the left to your same basic heart rhythm meditation. Fill up. And then exhale off to the right. Again, far, far dimension out there. Some of you will only feel it for a few inches or a few feet. That's okay. That's how we start. Inhaling from the left, exhaling far off to the right. It's okay if your imagination leads the way. Because really what's happening is we just end up noticing that our energy is out there. It's not that we put it out there. It seems like we do. But what we're really doing is we're using the breath to awaken it. Exhale way out there, and that part of us that is already present responds and wakes up. And we start to feel ourselves as this extraordinarily wide-hearted being. We You've heard of someone with wide shoulders. It really means they have a wide heart. And just keep going like this. Notice there's a sense of stability with a stretching out, spreading out. It's almost an earth element thing. But it's with air. Almost like angel's wings. Could you allow your energetic body to be refined, subtle, gossamer? And let's go to the third axis, the height and the depth of the heart. Let's just start by inhaling up from our feet to the ground into our heart. Exhaling, going up. Inhaling, coming back down. It's like the swinging breath, but in the vertical dimension. Then exhaling down deep into the earth, filling the earth, filling the universe. And then inhaling back up. Exhaling up. Always staying in touch with our heartbeat. Some of you may not know this, but I was a minister for 18 years. A church called Unity Church, a very fine church. The founder was sort of a contemporary of the woman who started that other church focusing on the healing so much, Christian Science Church. He's quite a metaphysical fellow, Charles and Myrtle Fillmore. What he discovered was, it really parallels what we teach. He said that what happens is we pull up energy from the earth, from below us. We pull energy down from the heavens above us. They meet in the heart and solar plexus area. He sort of combined them like we do. And then this center spreads these energies out throughout our energetic body. Throughout all the chakras, throughout all the endocrine glands, the respiratory system, the circulatory system, the muscle system, the bone system. That is this blessing of pulling in from above and pulling up from down below and filling our body, our mind, our soul with this energy. So let's just keep on doing this up and down. Knowing that as we do this, we are nourishing and healing every part of our body, every part of our energetic body, our mental body, our spiritual body, whatever those mean to you. And let's just sit for a moment with our attention in our heart. Let go of the movement. Just breathe in. Exhale, inhale, softly, gently. Let go of trying to breathe. Let go of all the patterning. And now that we have the attention of every dimension of the universe, could you just allow your breath to move in harmony with the breath of the universe? All of this as a way to open to the inner dimension of your heart. This inverted space. We approached it yesterday after the square breath. There's a lot of ways to approach it. Now, it's almost as though we've stretched way out. Could we allow ourselves to go from way out to way in? And all we're looking for is some sense of expansiveness within us. It doesn't have to be a light show. It doesn't have to be a marching band that says, here you are. It's just a noticing that we are as infinite within as we are infinite without. It's like the universe pulsing its own breath, so to speak. Presses in, pulls out, and our breath goes along with that. Becomes very subtle, very present. And is it okay with you to recognize yourself as being infinite within, infinite without? Infinite, vast, spacious within ourselves, infinite, vast, spacious without. And just for a moment, from this expanded, infinite place, could you take a look at your life? Just whatever that means to you, your body, your career, your family, your spiritual life, whatever it is. Could you look at it with your attention in your heart from this vast place? And would it be okay with you if we use one of the great powers of the heart? And that power is the power to bless. Could you bless your individual life from this platform of expansiveness? It's as simple as saying, I bless you, I bless you, praise you, I praise you. I unconditionally love and support you just the way you are in all your magnificence. Something like that. Could you see from this infinite space? Can you see with the eyes of the divine? Could you see your life with the eyes of the divine? And you know, in Genesis, where it says God created the earth and the water and the light, this and that, and it was good, and it was good, it was good. Would it be okay with you to see with the eyes of the divine the perfection of your life? With all the so-called problems and challenges and imperfections, to simply see your life through the eyes of the divine is a great blessing. Could you again take another look from this expanded space? And perhaps if doubt and disbelief arise, we could simply overlook them. This great gift of the air element. Just overlook them and see the deeper truth. Our lives as being an astounding process of spiritual growth, no matter the details. You can say the details are good or bad or pleasant or unpleasant. That's okay. But when you move out to a big enough place, can you see the absolute perfection shining within your life? And let's take this blessing out a little further. Pick an area in your life that's challenging. Maybe it's finances, maybe it's family, maybe it's health. Could you look at it from the same vast perspective? And see from the perspective of infinity how it is absolutely perfect. Again, there's a way of measuring from the individual self, but here we're measuring from the expansion of our hearts. The very depth, the infinite value of our hearts. How important is it what you said to whom or what someone said to you? How important is it that sometimes we have to work very hard? Sometimes we have pain. And I understand there's a preference here. Can you see from the perspective of the infinite how all the challenges in your life have strengthened you, have allowed you to be who you are now? So could you take your entire past and fill it full of love? That's another way of blessing. Could you just take your past, all the problems, all the challenges, all the great things about it? Just say, past, I bless you, I bless you, I praise you, and I praise you. I unconditionally love and support you, just the way you are, in all your magnificence. And some of us will have energy that comes up when we look at our past. That's okay. We want that energy to come up. Could you come it up? Let it come up. Could you greet it with love? Feel the pain. Things happen that we didn't want to have happen, that cause us a lot of pain. I understand that. And yet, the way through that is not to hate it, but to love it. Could you love it some more? And if you can't love it, could you just be with it? That's a more fundamental way of loving. Just be with it without judging it. In fact, let's just do that from the past. Let's welcome up anything that you wish was different. Anything that you would like to fix or change in your past. Could you welcome it up from this expanded place and just be with it? Be with it some more. You notice when you just sit with it, it's never as bad as you think. You're quite capable of handling it, or else it does not show up. So let's shift again with our hearts. This time, let's look to the future. Come back into your heart, feel the heartbeat. We want to be expanded, but we want to be connected to our heart the whole time. So would it be okay with us, from this expanded place where we are infinite within, infinite without, fully present to our heart, and could we see our future with the eyes of our heart? The eyes of that inverted dimension of our heart. And it's not that you need to see a vision or anything like that. It's just an intention. Usually we see the past to our left and we see the future to our right. But whatever's working for you, it's fine. Would it be okay with you if you use the vast power of your heart to bless your future? Would it be okay with you if you pour love into the future? It's almost as though we're creating a pathway of love for our life to follow. And I'll say that same blessing. You can use whatever words you like. You say, future, we bless you, praise you, praise you. We unconditionally love and support you, just the way you are, in all your magnificence. And check to see if when you look at the future, if some fear shows up. Like, will I have enough money? Will I have health problems? Will I have Alzheimer's? Will my kids be okay? Will the world be okay? Whatever energy comes up, could you again just let it come up without resisting it? It's there for a reason. It's a voice within us that wants to be heard. And we want to be hearing it rather than suppressing it. When we suppress it, we just create wounds. We create pools of energy. Come back later. This is a time in this extraordinary space we can be in now, where we can just look at the future, welcome up our fears, our concerns, our anxieties. Just say yes to them. Yes, I hear you. Yes. Knowing that the job is not to fix the future right this moment. The job is to hear these voices with love, because that's what's in front of us. That's what the heart wants to transform. Could you let the heart handle these energies? Just pull them into your heart. It can be visual or energetic or just an intention. Could you allow your heart, whatever fears you have, to transform into peace, into love, into courage? And just on a very pragmatic level, to satisfy the mind a little bit, can you see that you've been resourceful enough to deal with your life so far? I think most of us will say yes to that. And you notice that as we grow spiritually, we grow in our resourcefulness. Could you allow yourself to recognize that you will be resourceful enough to deal with whatever shows up in your life? It's a great gift, this resourcefulness. And again, come back, make sure you're feeling your heartbeat. And let's take the same process of blessing out to our communities, to our states, our provinces, our countries. And I'll say America because that's the intention of this class, but whatever country you're from, absolutely use your own country here. Could we, connecting with our infinity again, our infinity within, our expansive energetic body without, could we offer a blessing to our country? Whatever your country is, America, we bless you, we bless you, praise you, praise you. We unconditionally love and support you, just the way you are, in all your magnificence. Could we just let that blessing continue? Could we bless all the parts of our countries? Could we bless our politicians, our leaders, who have an unenviable task with such divided country? Could we bless the wealthy? Could we bless the poor? Could we bless the middle class? All the classes, rich, poor, in between. Could we allow our love to pour into them, knowing that everyone in our country has a place, rich or poor. Everyone has a heart. Everyone contributes to the spiritual well-being of our nation. Could we bless all the races in our country? The Caucasian, the African American, the Black, the Hispanic, the Asian, every ethnic group. Bless you, bless you. Could we extend the warmest of welcomes to every race? Could we love them? Could we allow them the dignity that they deserve? Could we bless them with dignity? Could we bless them with respect? Could we bless them with prosperity? Could we bless them with acceptance? And can we see with the eyes of our heart the great blessing that all the ethnic groups have for America? Think about the Blacks and how they have revolutionized athletics, revolutionized entertainment. How much richer will our country be when they step up, when they're allowed to step up? Both are true. How much richer will we be when every part of our country is enriched just like entertainment and athletics have been? Could we allow that for every minority? Could we bless the spiritual status of our country? I am a firm believer, and this is part of healing the heart of America. Oh, I skipped the Native Americans. Could we bless the Native Americans, who are actually the spiritual foundation for America? More than one visiting guru from India has said they are so central to the spiritual growth of America, the Native Americans are, that as their well-being goes, so goes the well-being of America. Could we extend that same blessing to allow the Native Americans to live with acceptance, with freedom, with appreciation? I was part of a prayer clan for many years, Prayer Sweat Lodge, or the Cree Nation. I was adopted into it. And I just tell you, it's an extraordinarily rich spiritual tradition. We all sort of know it, but when you get into it and you see the details and the attention to detail, the symbolism, the richness, it's just extraordinary. So back to blessing America's spiritual heritage. There's this saying out of Tibet, a prophecy from about the 12th or 13th century, I believe. It said, when the iron bird flies, Dharma will move to the west. We are the West. The iron bird has been flying for 100 years now or so, more. Could we allow America, could we allow the West to step into its spiritual destiny? We've been the leader of the world economically and militarily. Could we let go of that old paradigm and allow America and the West to step into their spiritual destiny of leading the world into Dharma, righteousness, or as we say, the culture of the heart. I find myself with my hands over my heart. I invite you to do the same. It's a big shift to thinking, to believing that we are capable of blessing. Could you just allow that to be there? That who we are beings of our heart. And it is not our personality that blesses, but the very depths of our heart. Perhaps that's an easier picture to see. Not our ego, not our personality that blesses. Only the deep wishes and intentions of our heart are the real blessings. So just take a moment perhaps to bring this more down to earth and look at the rest of your day. Could you just sort of walk through that day, who you're going to meet, who you'll eat with, what kind of work you'll be doing? And is it okay with you if you walk through your day as a blessing to everyone that you meet? And just say yes to that. It's okay. We don't have to know how we're going to do that. We're just setting an intention. You always want to be the ones who bless, never the ones who curse. That'd be okay with you. To move into being a person who's always blessing. And then allowing that great blessing to reverberate and come back to us. Because every time we bless, we are blessed. Could you allow that in? It's like saying every time we use our hearts, it's good for the other person and it's good for us. And with that, let's just end our meditation. Feel the energy in your feet. Be very present to who you are. And just notice your experience right now. Who are you? Who are you? And just open your eyes when you're ready. So if you need to leave, we understand. But you're very welcome to stay. We'd love it if you stay. So this is a time for sharing of gains, or if you get stirred up with this meditation, or if anything else in your life is stirred up. There's a reaction button down there. I think you can raise your hand. Let me see if that's the one. Yeah, you can do that or whatever it is. So we have Bobby and then we have Jean. So Bobby, good morning.
Good morning. And I'm always happy to give up my time here for anybody that has not done the work or pretty blissed out. So just know that you can skip me and I'm fine. Hi. Thank you for that really deep place. The gain is my intention at the beginning when you said attention, intention. It was to really bring up all that strong work we did the last 3 days into the heart. And it's so worth showing up and because it works.
Yeah,
I'm calmer. I'm in trust. I'm feeling connected and grateful. So less mind today during the meditation, harnessing that inner teenager and more surrender. That's the game.
nice.
And then when you brought up, I like to work with the Native American. Wow. I mean, I can intuitively just let you lead me. A little bit of like, what the hell happened there? I guess what's really going on is accepting that everything is perfect as it is in the world. And then specifically what happened for me was, again, like my mind can't understand whatever happened to the beautiful spiritual culture of the Native American Indians.
Yes,
I'm having a hard time
yes,
accepting. There's some sadness. It's accepting that is perfect because I know it's all perfect, everything in evolution, but
yeah.
I still don't like it. And I spent a good amount of time at the Grand Canyon working at the Park Service, as you know, as a trail ambassador. And I remember that picture came up during the meditation at the end. I remember being really confused on the reservations of all the suffering, and there were such beautiful people. I just couldn't.
Yeah.
I just all the sweat lodges, whatever. I couldn't. So I'd like to clean it up and maybe just like allow myself to reconnect with that culture a little deeper. Or others.
So Bobby, could you ask your mind if it can understand that mess?
It does not. I'll stay in my heart, please.
Does not, does it?
No.
And the mind sees all this stuff and it's unfathomable.
Yeah.
The depth of suffering of humanity all throughout history, right?
Yes.
Yes. So to be okay with you, if you let go of asking your mind to solve this issue.
Yes.
Yeah, the mind doesn't have an answer, does it? No.
No.
We keep going back. How could it happen? How did this? And it's the mind that doesn't like it, correct?
Yes.
Judges it. Now go to your heart for a second. And how does the heart feel about it? Everybody else, go there. How does your heart feel about it? It is not a right answer, by the way.
It's just a feeling of like wide space and quiet.
Perfect. So there's probably some people here, and I love that response, Bobby. That's a very deep response. And I go there when I go deep enough. But there's also a part of my heart that like cries out.
Yeah. Don't want to feel that.
Yeah. So could we all feel that though?
Thank you.
Yeah. Could we all just feel that? There's both here. You can go to a place that's so deep where it's all perfect and nothing to do. And then there's another place in our heart that goes, oh my,
Yeah.
oh my. And there's a part of us that goes this far and no farther.
Hello.
This will not happen again. But notice, Bobby, just check to see if you can notice the energetic distinction between your mind saying, I don't want this to happen again. Tell how bad this, and this deep, deep cry of the heart. Can you see that distinction? And everybody else, can you see that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
No, I'm hearing like a cry of like a Lakota woman song or something in my heart right now. It's really deep.
yeah. We all have it. We
Yeah.
don't want to ignore it. And it's part of the process of the growth of humanity, the spiritual progress. You see these goddesses, in Egypt, and I'm more familiar with the ones from India, who come down out of the cries of humanity, and they just are the fiercest, wildest warriors, these women goddesses, because their children are being assaulted. And who is going to say that they're not being spiritual, right? That's as spiritual as loving. Okay. There's a place where we go with this heart where it just says, take out the trash. No more in this creation. And it's all destroyed. Would it be okay with you, Bobby, if you have full access to both of those voices?
Yes.
Yes. And do you notice that the voice from your head has an attachment and has a fear, and the voice from your heart is just a pure intention, pure and simple desire of the heart? Do you feel the difference?
Yeah.
Yeah, does everybody get that difference? If you don't, it's okay. It'll show up. There's different energies in the realm of the heart and the realm of the mind. And there's no right, no right, no right, no wrong in the heart. It's just the heart just acts. It just moves. Would it be okay with you if you honor that heart energy in you that is protective?
Uh, yeah.
Yes,
More work there.
yes. So could you welcome up any resistance to that?
Yes. 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 Yes.
Yes. Now in every tradition there are divine protectors. Archangel Michael in the Christian, Yavakil in the Sufi, and it could be Subramunium in the Vedic. There's a bunch of them in the Vedic ones. But could you allow that to be a model that makes it okay for you to be the protector?
Yes.
Yes. And could you let go of trying to figure out how you're going to do that?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Mine came right in.
Could you let go some more of trying to figure out how are you going to be the protector?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And could you allow this deep wish of your heart, in this case, never again do we do this genocidal practice, never again. And could you just allow that to be a deep intention of your heart, a sankalpa, they say in India, without knowing how it's going to be implemented?
Yes.
Yes, yes. And everyone else, any part of you that wants to come up and be a protector, could you just honor that, even without knowing how it's going to happen? And Bobby,
Yes.
if you've ever seen any of these female amas, they're called amas way back with the desert fathers and desert mothers. They're called abbas and amas. Do they lack any feminine energy?
Oh no.
Funny, but don't they?
Yeah.
And yet they still have this fierce side to them, don't they?
Gosh. Yes.
Could you allow yourself to be completely who you are in all your glory, even while you have this fierce protective energy.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, it's a nice picture of yourself, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anywhere else we need to go with this?
No, sir.
Okay.
Thank everybody so much. And as always, it's beautiful because it just goes deeper and deeper. And
Goes deep.
where I can heal my own, what came up, and I'll just keep going with everybody who's next. But it's generational trauma, whether it's Native Americans or whoever. It starts with who I'm separate from in my family, who I'm blaming, who I'm, shaming. So thank you again for bringing me home.
Same thing with your family.
Same
Never,
thing.
never again,
Exactly. That's what came up. Mhm.
never again. And
Yeah.
you can
Yes.
be completely loving at the same time
Yes. And protective. They're
and protective.
crazy. They're crazy.
Yes.
It went really deep. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Bobby. Okay. I think, Jean, you were next.
Hi,
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Good.
From last week's release on my son-in-law, several days later, it was his birthday. His boss, and he's been working from home. His boss came over to his house. He's never done this before. And he says, I've really enjoyed working with you. And he brought over a t-shirt. It said, instead of saying all you can be, it said, audit you can be. It was kind of cute. So I thought, so I don't know how he's doing, but I thought, well, at least he heard someone who appreciated him, his boss. I mean, most important. So I thought it was very cool. And that's it for my gain. And
Nice game.
yeah.
Is that okay if that grows even more?
Oh my gosh, yes. I would love it to.
Yes. Nice. So what else is up for you?
The other day, something disturbed me, or stirred something up, I should say. When you talked about addictions, and I could see it familial, and it's about money. It's about, what's the other one? So I'm always doing things about money and also about health, and always seeing what I could do. What's the next thing I could do to make sure this will take care of this issue or whatever. Always looking for something. And also I had a hard time staying with the program, while we were, I was going to say releasing, but opening the heart. I have a hard time staying with this.
You mean during the meditations? Is that what you're saying?
Meditation, yeah.
Okay.
I've been having a hard time staying with it. So
So let's go with that one first. Okay. So everyone who has a hard time staying with the meditation, and look, they're long meditations. Okay. So are you disapproving of that you're not staying with the meditations as well as you want to?
Yes.
Yes. And does that help you to stay with the meditations when you disapprove of yourself?
No.
Oh, it doesn't. It's our old friend beating ourselves up, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yes. So would it be okay with you if you welcomed up the energy of this pattern, this habit of beating yourself up?
Sure.
Could you just ask that? What does it need? This pattern?
It needs love and approval.
It needs love and approval. Good. So could you give this pattern some love and approval?
Yes.
Yeah, and more love and approval.
Yes.
And more love and approval.
Yes.
And just some more, just because it feels good.
Yes.
Yes. And do you notice as you go into that, your voice gets softer and softer?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I can hear it. So let me ask you this. When you're disapproving yourself in your meditation, you need love and approval. You need to give love and approval to that energy within you. Which is more important for you? To go give love and approval, or to try and force yourself to stay with the meditation?
Give myself love and approval.
Yes. So could you give yourself permission to view every meditation as your own meditation?
Yes. Yes.
That I'm just here to stir stuff up and maybe guide things, okay? And put you in directions you may not have thought of. But ultimately, when something comes up, the most important thing is for you to deal with it at that time.
Hmm.
Can you get that?
Yes.
Yeah. And would you be willing to do that?
Most definitely.
Definitely. Yeah. That was a pretty simple fix, wasn't it?
It was. It was.
Okay.
So
So the addictions, let's go to the addictions here because you mentioned that. So what are you addicted to?
I'm always looking for the next thing that'll make money. Um,
Ah,
my career was not, um, it was a lot less, and I've always worked really hard at what I've done.
okay.
Um,
I didn't see that as an addiction, but I see what you're saying.
yeah, well,
So,
I have, I put in more than anybody else would, do, and very creative in coming up with solutions. And sometimes people don't want to get better. There's no question about it. And
so
and
ask,
so my career was less. I didn't expect to have it less, and I didn't expect other things in my life to happen. And so I'm always like, oh, how can I.
so Jean,
Yes.
that how can I, that
Mm,
sounds like your mind trying to figure things out, doesn't it?
yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Does your mind know how to solve this addiction issue?
Imagine not.
Yeah, it does. It does. Because if it did, it would have told you by now, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So could you give your mind some more love and approval
Yes.
and more love and approval
Yes.
and more love and approval?
Yes.
And imagine for a moment that you give your mind so much love and approval that it just gets happy and satisfied and takes a break.
I would love that. My
Yeah.
brain needs a break.
Yes, your brain needs a break. So there you are, but you're not trying, you spend so much time, you're so used to figuring things out all the time, but now you're just not doing it. And
Right.
it feels wonderful, but is there any sense of loss with that?
Will I be able to come up with the answers? I guess that's what is coming to me.
So it's the same question then, right? The mind again is trying to figure out how to get the answers.
Right.
Could you let that go? Could you give it love and approval?
Yes.
And is it okay with you if you simply give your mind love and approval and then allow the answer to come up from the depth of your heart?
Yes.
Yes. And is it okay with you if this becomes a profound spiritual practice for you?
Yes.
Every time you find yourself saying, how can I, or what do I need to do, this, you go, oh, give yourself some love and approval, and then you let it go.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah. And everyone who has an addiction, every time that addiction comes up that you say, you shouldn't be here, I know that hasn't worked for you because it hasn't worked for me. So could you give that addiction love and approval?
Yes.
Yeah. And more love and approval,
Yes.
and let it quiet down. And then once you're totally at peace, you either honor the impulse or you don't. Okay, we're not into denying urges that we have. You can use your common sense, this sort of thing, but if you get to a place of peace and you still want that piece of cake or you still want to work on some project, you just do it. Okay?
Mhm.
That's the practice for you. And I'd be willing to say that if you do that for several months, you'll be an entirely different woman, an entirely different person, and far more successful.
Could you please repeat the last few comments? I mean,
If you will, every time you start to try and figure things out,
Okay.
Every time you start to feel like you have to do this, if you'll just give that impulse love and approval, and
Okay.
more love and approval until everything quiets down. And then from that quiet place, you respond or act.
Hmm.
You'll do that seriously for the next several months. You'll be a new person.
Looking forward to it.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So I see we have both Michael and Linda with their hands up. Linda put her hand down. So I guess we'll go, Michael, for you.
Hello, Stephen. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Great. I just need some, so much kind of energy going on. My shoulders feel like they want to just blow off. So I could do with someone helping me with that. Actually, yeah, some guidance.
So you've got a lot of, so I hear you collectively, you've got a lot of energy in your shoulders from the meditation.
With the whole, like from the base chakra,
Okay.
especially, and then up the shoulders feel like they want to just like pop off. Yeah.
And it's bothering you.
It's a lot. It's not physically painful, but it's quite intense.
Gotcha.
Mm.
Gotcha. So there's a part of you that wants it to be less intense, right?
Yeah, I feel like the body wants to let stuff go, and
Yes.
it's not. Yeah. There's something going on.
It's okay. It's okay. Believe me, it's okay. I'm just trying to get very clear, and I want you to get clear
Yeah.
on what you're asking here, what your intention is. So
Yeah.
what I'm hearing it is that you have a desire for this to be less intense.
I'm not sure. Is that true?
I didn't think so. So, Michael, can you see you have two different things going on here? Two different voices. Part of you loves it because it's, you know, something good is happening, and part of you goes, this isn't as comfortable as I want it to be.
I know what there's some desire for release. Yeah, it's like something's wanting to pop.
Yes.
That's what it feels like. Yeah.
Yes. So let's go there first.
Yeah.
Would it be okay with you if you go through a major transformation? Everybody else, same question. Ask yourself this. Is it okay with you if you go through a major transformation?
Yes.
It is okay, isn't it?
Yes, definitely.
Could you all give yourself permission to go through major transformations, breakthroughs? We all love breakthroughs, don't we? So, Michael,
Yeah.
so would it be okay with you if that happened with, or in a much more gentle manner than is happening right now?
Oh, that's a bit disappointing. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
So is it okay? We're just setting an intention.
Yeah.
Okay if this becomes smoother and more manageable?
Yeah. Do you know it's released so much already, but as soon as you ask that first question. Yeah.
Yes, perfect. So
Yeah.
could you allow the process of transformation to be richly rewarding and blissful?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just an intention. And is it okay with you? Is it okay with you if you find that at times it's still really intense, and then you just sit with it and allow it to fade away?
Oh, it's hard. It's hard. Yeah.
But what else are you going to do with it when it shows up? Shout at it to go away?
No.
No, you're not going to. Is it okay with you if you give it love and approval?
yeah, I guess I'm wanting to be skillful. Yeah,
So this is the skill. And love and
Yeah.
approval really means just being with it. Okay? It's energy that wants to come out, that wants to be expressed, that wants to be heard. And it's your energy. It's like a crying child. So if you have a crying child, would you be willing to pick it up and hold it and comfort it?
yes,
Yeah.
mm,
Can you see that's just the same thing here?
yeah, yeah. I guess. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, great.
Is that that a process that works for you here?
I think so. I'm feeling much clearer already. Yeah.
Good. So just keep doing that. Just keep doing that. All right.
Yes.
All right. Thank you for bringing it up, and I'm really happy for you, Michael. I really am. This is a really good thing.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay. Anyone else? We have a few minutes. Or can we just say, God bless us all. Move on with our lives. I guess we're going to do you're the only one I can see, Ellie Rose. Nice to see you. God bless us all. Tomorrow we're working on the throat chakra, center of expression, center of the Holy Spirit, very sacred center. It'll be rich. Much love to you all. Thanks for being here.
Namaste, team heart.
Yes.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everybody.
Unbelievable.
Thank you.
Yeah.